Hi, this is a quick follow video on the unboxing video that I made for my Apple Watch. In the last video, I was too excited, so I overlooked a very important issue, which is the lack of the Apple sticker in the Apple Watch box. If you weren't an Apple fan like me, you probably wouldn't care. But if you were one, you shouldn't be too happy about that because that's like our stamp for our loyalty or membership card. I normally try to preserve all my stickers, but there is one occasion that I would use it is to put it on my non-Apple external hard drive because I'm too poor to buy a time capsule. I feel like Apple has taken that away from me. I googled and some fans said Apple tried to justify not giving us stickers by claiming that the watch is an accessory, not an iPhone, not a Mac, not an iPad, therefore we don't get stickers. When you bought your cable or your headphones separately, you didn't get stickers either. That's why we don't get stickers this time. I think it's a really lame excuse. I would like to think that Apple was better than that, than being that cheap. Maybe they have just forgotten. Since Steve Jobs not here anymore, things aren't tightly controlled. I don't know. It was a disappointment. Other than that, let's go back to the functionality. I had a major problem with the battery life of my iPhone on my first real day of using it outside of my home. I realized that my iPhone battery was draining really quickly. Of course, I asked Google because Google knows everything. Um, there's one really quick way to fix it. You just only have to unpair your phone and the watch and then restart both devices and then pair them again and boom, problem solved. I would say that after doing that, it actually made my iPhone, it extended my iPhone battery life because I don't have to look at my phone as much when I'm out. No, I do recharge my phone maybe a couple of times. I do it in my office. But anyway, normally when I get home, my phone battery would go down to probably like 60%, 70%. But in the past 3 days, I think when I got home, my battery was at 70% plus, like 80 or something like that. So it really extended the battery life, and that's a really cool thing. But speaking of notifications, it was very inconsistent. Um, I, I sometimes I couldn't feel the notification on my wrist. I think it's because I didn't wear the band tightly enough. Because I think the silicone band, it's not very breathable on my wrist, so I try not to wear it too tightly. But then without the like with that, I couldn't really sense that sensation, that vibration on my wrist. And since I really turned down the volume of the I might miss it. Today I wore it more tightly and I didn't miss as many notifications. I wish they could just make the vibration stronger. Um, One more thing with the notification. I think I must have misunderstood something or I didn't watch it close enough. A few months ago when I watched the keynote, I thought that the Facebook app and the WhatsApp and there a few other apps were available on the Apple Watch already, but in the first few days of using it, I couldn't find those apps on the App Store for Apple Watch. And then I googled, and I got some really confusing results. Some people talked like WhatsApp and Facebook were already available on Apple Watch, but some said they weren't, and I was like, what? Really confused. And then yesterday, suddenly I got WhatsApp and Facebook notifications on my Apple Watch. But the difference between that and normal messages is that I couldn't reply. That's just something that I could read, and then I have to dismiss it and reply on my phone. So I guess it's not there. The full function apps haven't been released yet, but it's still better than not having notifications, because what's the point of having an Apple Watch then? But there's one thing, even though I've been criticizing all along, there's one thing other than the pink that rose gold, that I really like, which is the camera function. You know, with the Apple Watch, you could use the watch as like a remote for your phone. If you have been friends with me long enough, you should know that I do take some normal selfies, but I love taking hair selfies. One of my greatest pleasure in life would is to follow hair tutorials on Pinterest and then take hair selfies. Before, it was really a pain in the butt. Let's say this is the iPhone, or maybe I should just use an iPad. So like, say I need to take a hair selfie. Oops. I need to take a hair selfie. I'll have to like do this, and it hurts my arms and my shoulders and my back if I do it long enough, you know. But now with the Apple Watch, I can just like, okay, I wouldn't be holding it like that because I don't have three hands. So I could just like, okay, I could see my back so much better, and then I could like, this looks like a good angle. My back looks so good. I could just like, and that's it. So this is something that I really like, and I made good use of it 2-3 days ago when I got a haircut. If you want to see for yourself, just scroll down and you could find my hair selfie. So to round it up, I would say that on the first 1 or 2 day of owning the Apple Watch, my rating for the functionality would be 5. Because at first I thought unless you are really active and like doing exercise, there really isn't much that you can do. Some people really like the heart rate monitor and like all the fancy exercise stuff, but I'm like super lazy, so it was no use for me. I was almost thinking that I bought it for vanity only and it wasn't gonna be useful for me at all. But as I started leaving the house more and do stuff outside of my house, I do notice that notification is a very good thing, and it really extends my iPhone battery. And I do reply to my friends' messages with like a simple yes or no on this. But if you want to do anything more sophisticated, then you have to go back to your phone. But something simple like yes, no, then you can do this with the preset answer. You could talk to Siri to dictate your messages, but reality is not that it's not that cool. Sometimes a car would honk at you. Sometimes some other idiots would talk when you're talking. So the message becomes gibberish. So I wouldn't recommend it too much. But I would do the yes no thing, so that's useful. And for my friends, the cool thing is that they could now mess with my watch because they like, yeah, you know who you are. My friends really like to just shout, "Hey Siri!" out of nowhere, just to mess up with my watch and ask Siri to do stupid crap. So yeah, they like it. But anyway, so right now I would rate my watch for the functionality as 7.5 something. I think the more I use it, the more I'll like it, and I'll update you when I discover something new. Okay? Until then.